the empirical formula. So now we're going to look at the steps which you should consider when you are writing an empirical formula. So the first step for you to write an empirical formula, first of all, the first step, number one, is that you should identify the elements which are found in a compound. So identify the elements. First of all, identify what? Elements. So number one, we're saying identify the elements. So identify the elements that is contained in a compound. So you should identify the elements which is contained in the compound. That is the first step. Second step, you should know, after identifying the elements which are found in a compound, the next step, you should know their masses, the mass of elements. You should know the mass of elements. So know the mass of elements. So know the mass of elements. So you should identify the masses. So first I'm saying you should identify the elements which are found. There is hydrogen, there is oxygen. What's there? First of all, you should identify. Then after identifying now, you should identify the masses of each. Then a third step, you should divide. We divide the masses of an element or an atom by its relative atomic mass. So you should divide the mass which we have identified by the relative atomic mass. So then we are saying divide the mass of element by the relative atomic mass. So that is the first step, the third step. So you should divide the masses of an element by the relative atomic mass. Then the fourth is that after you divide now, you should divide by the simplest or the smallest value. The value which is small, we should divide it throughout. So divide, fourth, we are saying divide the answers by the smallest value. So number 4, we are saying divide the answers. After the answers we get here, we divide answers by the smallest value. So we should divide the masses, the answers by the smallest value as our fourth step. Then number 5, after dividing, then you write the ratios of elements. So you write the ratios of elements. When you write the ratios of the elements, then that's the empirical formula. So you write the ratios of elements. So you write the ratios of elements. When you write the ratios of the elements, then that's the empirical formula. So now we're going to look at an example. How can we write an empirical formula? You can catch now.